busy life sometimes have you feel like you're drifting along in reaction mode to everything around you? I know sometimes it can feel like it's hard to even get a foothold and you're pulled in so many different directions. Often in these videos, I talk about the power of cultivating habits in your life to live intentionally. But honestly, even that sometimes when you're trying to build your good habits and keep up with them can even feel like it's adding to the overwhelm. Well, in this week's video, I'm sharing about the usefulness of discovering one habit or routine that serves to steady you most when you are feeling that overwhelm, and then honing in on it as what I'll call your wellness anchor. My name is Katrina Peeler. I am a wellness coach and a massage therapist and founder of Living from Center, and this is Wellness Tip Wednesday. So you may have heard me talk in these videos before about something I call a keystone habit. And that's a powerful kind of concept where you can tune into what is like the habit that really acts as a keystone that can affect the whole rest of your day and affect the whole, your whole week and your productivity and all that. And that's great. And I'll link to that video. You can check that out. But I'm actually talking about something different today. What I'm talking about today is more of something that can become your touchstone rather than your keystone, your wellness anchor for those times when you are actually feeling overwhelmed. So, overwhelm can sometimes be actually your trigger to remind you to go tap into that thing, as I said, that steadies you most. That's how actually good habits work, is that or any habits really work, where that you have a trigger that causes you to think, when this happens, I want to try to remember to do this so that I don't default into doing that. And you actually think about it mindfully. So in other words, maybe when you're feeling overwhelmed, rather than just defaulting into, I don't know, something you don't want to be doing, like eating a whole tub of ice cream and sitting in front of the TV, sometimes that can be comforting, but maybe that's not the go-to that you always want to have when you're feeling like you're drifting along in this way. And you'd rather have a wellness anchor that you tune into that actually steadies you or shifts you. So taking some time to think about what might that be for you. So for example, I know for me, when I get overwhelmed and I have a lot going on and it feels like it's what it is a lot on my to-do list, one of my wellness anchor habits is to sit down and get out a piece of paper, or I do this in my journal, and I literally do a brain purge, a brain dump, and I get everything out of my head. Because part of why I'm overwhelmed is that I just don't have the clarity about what really feels like I need to do and what I don't. And if I get it all out on a piece of paper and I see it all in front of me, I feel like I can go to bed that night without it swimming around and keeping me from sleeping well. So it's a go-to habit that I have. When I notice that I'm feeling the overwhelm, I say, it's time for a brain dump. I need to get this stuff out of my head. Another thing that I do, and I know a lot of my clients, a lot of folks do, is that when you're feeling that pull and that tug, or that you're trying to get into your creativity, you're trying to actually be productive and do something, or you're noticing maybe how you're interacting with the people in your world and it's not the way you want because you are feeling overwhelmed, doing something like going for a walk, changing the scenery, getting out into a nature perspective as opposed to the sitting at your desk or the environment around you. But that kind of shifting perspective is a habit that if you associate it with the trigger of, this doesn't feel good, I'm feeling like I'm drifting and I don't have clarity, I need to shift my perspective, let me do my wellness anchor habit of going for a walk. Or I'm a big fan of taking a bath. I happen to have a nice bathtub and I really enjoy that me time, that downtime that I can give myself for just a little bit of time to sink in and be soothed. And it helps reset me when I feel like I've just got to bring my nervous system down. So to me, when I get that trigger that I'm drifting, that I'm in overwhelm, I look to that as my wellness anchor habit. I would love to hear what you think maybe a wellness anchor habit for you could be and what might work to just to help you reset and to steady you, as I said. Cultivate that, or at least make sure that you are making that be an association with the trigger. When you get into this mode, remind yourself of what a good anchor for you has been and what you can tap into to shift. That is my wellness tip for this week, and I would love to hear again what works for you and what your thoughts are about this. Do join me next week. I'll be back again here for another wellness tip. And if you'd like to share and connect and comment, definitely you can go ahead over to my website and message me privately. But we also have a wonderful Facebook community group that you can connect with. I'll put a link here for that so you can kind of hop over there and share your thoughts about this wellness anchor habit there and get just daily wellness inspiration and support and encouragement with a bunch of other people who are doing the same. All right, I will see you next week. Have a great rest of the week. Stay connected to your center, and do remember to tap into and sink down into any anchors that really help steady you. Make it a habit.